guess just moving to a different position group. I guess
Yeah, it's been fun so far. It's been a fun winter. Really excited about the young guys in that room, and kind of bringing that room along. One thing we've been talking about in the receiver room these last couple of weeks is just changing the narrative here. Passing the ball and um, just what that success looks like in terms of our offense for that room. I think those guys are kind of taking it head on. It's been a good winter and a spring, and excited to move forward.
I guess I guess just when it comes to changing that narrative, I guess what do you guys have to do?
Yeah, good question. I think, and this is kind of something that we were, talking about running backs for the last couple of years, was just don't be scared to be the spark. And I think people talk about the juice squad thing a lot at running back, but those guys really did take that head on, and they were, never scared to. And obviously, what we did offensively the last couple of years played into this, but they were never scared to kind of be the guy that, was the starter for us on offense and all that. And I think if we can carry that same mindset into the receiver room, that'd be really good for us, especially having multiple guys in the field at once. That's a change for me, right? So having some explosive guys out there at the same time, that's a big deal.
Obviously, a change at OC as well. So, what have you seen from Coach Durbick in general as a whole offensively?
Yeah, Coach Durbick, super creative dude. Really good human, and you could tell kind of his head coaching background, and that he's been calling plays for quite a bit. So I think those are probably the first two things that stick out. Super organized, really good communicator, and I think his ability to get the guys to rally behind him, just as guys past have, has been elite in my opinion. So excited for him.
Coach Egan spoke about certain players that are kind of taking jumps so far. What have you seen just receiver wise, if anybody that's kind of stuck out that
Yeah, good question. I think some household names. I guess Taco's been playing well. Jacob Trimble, played a little bit for us last year, but had a pretty good year in 23. His true freshman year, he's had a good spring. And then I think maybe two other names that are playing well right now: Javante King and Jabez Woods.
what stood out about those guys specifically? I guess like Javante, you guys.
Yeah, Javante will be a third year guy here, and Jabez will be he's finishing his first year right now. So both those guys, let's speak I guess separately first. Javante, bigger body kid, huge frame, huge. I think in my opinion, really high ceiling, really good basketball player in high school as well. So his ability to win one on one and attack the ball, I think, is something that we could use to our advantage. And then Jabez, unique athlete, a guy who can kind of get in space, make some plays happen. In kind of one cut and go, and he does have some elite speed and break tackle ability. So I think he has some position flexibility. But I think he's a kid that by no means is done growing, but has some work to do, and I think should have a pretty good year first.
And then just a dribble. Is it kind of as simple as being healthy now? That kind of is helping.
Yeah, I think being healthy is a big piece. People say right in college football, your best ability is your availability, and I think there's 100% truth to that. Jacob Trimble's been a guy, for a couple years for us that's been talented enough, and he has some make you miss ability. He has some true dog in him, and he has some really good ball skill. And he's a high school quarterback a little bit too, so I think his knowledge of offense and spacing benefits him on the perimeter.
You mentioned Taco. Just how does he continue to elevate his game on the offense?
Yeah, Taco kind of made a name for himself, in my opinion, here in the punt return game. And then that, he started to realize some dreams, I think, a little bit last year at receiver. So we're just kind of trying to, build off of that success. He's a guy that can obviously get behind defenses pretty easily. He's super fast, super quick. Knowledge of offense is high. Knowledge of leverage and routes and all that is really high too. So, I think obviously he's really fast, but he's an extremely smart, savvy football player. So, benefits us for sure.
And Ryan King obviously hurt this spring, but what are you kind of hoping for, looking forward to with him?
Yeah, Ryan was a little bit of an interesting situation last summer just because he got here late. And with that, I think, credit to Ryan, he had a pretty good year for us, regarding the circumstance. And, it sucks to have him out for this spring, but when we do get him back in the summer and going into fall camp, we're excited for him. Obviously, his frame is different, at this level. And I think he plays at a high clip. So excited for him. He started showing some things on special teams as well last year. So good all around football player that I think we could definitely utilize.
And then recruiting the Seattle area, that's been something. You've been named a lot. You're the guy who's doing it, and you've gotten a lot of guys from that area.
Right.
What do you think has kind of been, I guess, your biggest key to getting so many guys? in
Yeah,
that area?
no, good question. I think there is bias attached to this, but me being from the area, I've always thought that area is supremely under recruited. Like even when I was coming out in high school, Washington and Washington State, it was hard to get an in-state offer. For a lot of kids, in my opinion, were really good at football. So I think we've done a good job of kind of, finding those kids that maybe have fallen through the cracks a little bit. Have some dog in them, and some of those areas out there, man. Seattle, Tacoma, Spanaway. I mean, there's a lot of speed. Kids play violent, kids play aggressive, and I think we've done a good job, recruiting kids out there. And I mean, the relationships with those kids, and their success being here, that's helped recruit a little bit. It kind of recruits itself at this point. So I think it is important to have a pipeline. But our relationships out there, my relationships, Coach Vegan's relationships, I think play a big role in that for sure.